Yeah, hi there, Rob. Welcome. Good to see you again. So yeah, the second movie is still the same. I think it was Dunwich or Dunsville, the Dunsville Terror. Oh, sorry, the Devonsville Terror in 1983. We'll try and do that one. So yeah, I thought we'd do House on Haunted Hill. So hopefully that'll be okay to play. Um, and it's some sort of improved version, 1080p in HD or whatever on this channel anyway. And it looks a lot better. The other version that was there was, the typical sort of black and white grainy movie. This one looks a lot better, so hopefully that'll be alright to play that. It's 1 hour 14, that House on Haunted Hill. There's other ones if that doesn't work, but the same with the Devonsville Terror. We've got a couple of backups if that doesn't work. Bloody Wednesday, or Dogs of Hell, or Still Got Sunday in the Country. Yeah, hopefully it should be okay. I was just wondering about the whole channel thing, when it's on someone's channel and all the rest of it. Yeah, keep an eye on it. But yeah, the Devonsville one I've not seen, or the other ones that I mentioned. I don't know if the one last week was boring or anything. I got really tired. I was falling asleep by the end of it, to be honest. I was like fighting sleep. I'm not sure if I nodded off, but I seen the very end. But the one before it wasn't so bad, The Devil's Hands with the wee figures in that. The black and white one, that was okay. I don't know if the other one was just bad or boring or what, or I was just tired. But I think other people left, and I was like falling asleep, to be honest, watching it. It wasn't like nothing happened in the movie. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just rubbish. I don't know. You lost connection. Did you? I wasn't sure if people got bored with it or something, or anyone else fell asleep watching it. I'll tell you what the name of it was. That Devil Times 5, Evil Creepy Kids, aka People Toys. The ending was kind of freaky, actually. Like, they killed all the adults and said that they had been their people toys. They gradually killed all the adults that were living in the house. I mean, I doubt if I'd watch it again unless I wanted to fall asleep, I guess. It was bad. I was saying on the feedback. I mean, there's I don't know, I have a sort of formula, if movies are okay, and it's usually even if there's a few things at fault, if there's some redeeming feature, then it could be I don't know, it could have really good effects, but everyone else is crap. I don't know, or bad lighting, but the acting's okay and stuff. But yeah, I'm not sure if what the good points were on that one. My internet decided to pack up, probably maintenance. I mean, it's just I've seen worse movies. Do you know what I mean? So my skills kind of, my expectations are usually lowered anyway with some low budgets. If they put that sort of crap on the horror channel, I'd probably end up watching it. I'd think, oh, I've not seen this, and then you don't know. It takes a while to realise, I don't know, that it is actually a terrible movie. My internet decided to pack up, probably maintenance. Yeah, I'm not sure what the redeeming features of that movie was. Maybe location or something. It was when they slow motioned the attack and the guy was tiggled by a chain to death. It made me think, not good. That was one of the early sort of deaths, eh? I think there was a couple that were kind of gory. I'm not sure if it was hard to follow or what, but probably the ending was like the best bit. I don't know. Yeah, okay, it was crap. I'll disagree, but I've definitely seen worse. I just gotta be careful not to have like two crappy movies together. The black and white one, it wasn't great. It was all right though. Like I enjoyed I enjoyed watching it. Yeah, so let's just play this one then. What time is it now? 5 to 1. I was just waiting to see if you were seeing anything else. I honestly think the kids in that film wrote the script. I watched one lately that was quite good. It was okay. I'll look it up. I'll type it in the chat thing. But the young laddie in it was quite a good actor. It was like one of these family-made sort of films. It was an American one, like a horror. I think it was like He's Watching You. I think it was. But the two actors were brother and sister. I don't know. You feel like you're kind of supporting the sort of independent filmmakers sometimes when you watch these ones, in a way. And I thought it was alright. There was this weird guy kept appearing in their house and like taking photos of them and filming them and stuff like that. This freaky guy in a mask. And they had this trauma to deal with. Their parents had died in a accident or something. It was interesting. But I kind of watched it in bits, where you kind of I'd watch like half an hour or something, or a wee while before going to sleep, and then I'd watch more another day, kind of thing. But horror is a fickle thing. Still like watching them, but it's 50-50 if it's good or bad. But even the bad is entertaining, yeah. I used to like, when I would go in video stores and buy, when they'd sell them off and stuff, and you'd get movies cheap, and it was like all these amazing horrors I'd never seen, kind of thing. And most of the time they were good. It was good, but it was kind of hit and miss. But I think it depends on the period. Do you know what I mean? I mean, like even the bad ones in like sort of 80s and stuff were pretty interesting, but the bad ones now that they make for the streaming services and all that are just shit, like, The bad ones then were better than the bad ones now. Like the B movies then were kind of worth watching sometimes. Just for the novelty value sometimes. There's some of the comedy ones. Some of the comedy horrors. Dang, there's not enough decent comedy horror these days, eh? Anyways. I think I've seen the remake of this House in Haunted Hill. I think it's pretty rubbish, I think. I don't know. I think it was on TV. I can't even remember much. 80s flooded the market, so there's loads of bad 80s movies. Maybe loads of bad 80s ones with like, decent effects. It's 7 p.m. here in Panama City, Florida. And I just wanted to say, hey, I'm a bit late, but you were talking about children who kill, I think. So there's one called The Children. It's alright. Yeah, I watched that. I think I had it on DVD. We mentioned that one. It was lots of snow in it and stuff, eh? That is alright, that one. I mean, it's kind of like well sort of made, decent acting and stuff. It's probably worth a look, if you've not seen it. I love the remake of Haunted Hill. And I was just saying it was crap, but I can't actually even remember that much about it. I think I've seen it, but I didn't find it like spooky. But I could be wrong. They were getting on in the home VCR market. I love the remake of Haunted Hill. Yeah, I was saying like some of these like crappy ones. Maybe that some of them had decent effects. You know what I mean? Whereas a lot of some of the like horrors now, it's all like cheap, like, you know, it's not prosthetics, it's like video effects, and you can totally see it's just like cheap computer stuff, you know, and it's I don't know. Just saying, even the bad ones probably had better effects. In my case. Hi Angry, it was last week's movie we were talking about. What was it called, Brian? Devil times 5 evil creepy kids, aka people toys. I don't know where maybe it was. I'm not sure which title was in the UK or US. Of course, there's the Stepford Kids as well. Do they? I don't know if they kill like the Stepford Kids. And then you've got Children of the Corn. Okay, I'm going to play it now. It's 1 o'clock here. So this one's about 1:14. Devil Kids movies. You've got the Omen as well, eh? That's kind of straying into kind of I don't know, Antichrist and possession and all that. A different genre of movies, but it's like still a nasty kid. Damien.
Ghosts are moving tonight, restless, hungry. May I introduce myself? I'm Watson Pritchard. In just a minute, I'll show you the only really haunted house in the world. Since it was built a century ago, 7 people, including my brother, have been murdered in it. Since then, I've owned the house. I've only spent 1 night there, and when they found me in the morning, I was almost dead.
I'm Frederick Lauren, and I've rented the house on Haunted Hill tonight so that my wife can give a party. A haunted house party. She's so amusing. There'll be food and drink and ghosts, and perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited. If any of you will spend the next 12 hours in this house, I'll give you each $10,000, or your next of kin in case you don't survive. Ah, but here come our other guests. It was my wife's idea to have our guests come in funeral cars. She's so amusing. Her sense of humor is, shall we say, original. I dreamed up the hearse. It's empty now, but after a night in the house on Haunted Hill, who knows? This is Lance Schroeder, a test pilot, so no doubt a brave man. But don't you think you can be much braver if you're paid for it? And I happen to know that Lance needs the 10,000 I'll give him, if he's brave enough to stay all night. This is Ruth Bridges. You've no doubt read her column in the newspapers. She says her reason for coming to the party is to write a feature article on ghosts. She's also desperate for money, gambles. You've already met Watson Pritchard, a man living in mortal fear of a house, and yet he is risking his life to spend another night here. I wonder why. He says for money. This is Dr. David Trent, a psychiatrist. He claims that my ghost will help his work on hysteria. But don't you see a little touch of greed there, around the mouth and eyes? This is Nora Manning. I picked her from the thousands of people who work for me because she needed the 10,000 more than most. Supports her whole family. Isn't she pretty? The party's starting now, and you have until midnight to find the house on Haunted Hill.
Well, where is everybody?
It isn't a very warm welcome, is it?
Only the ghosts in this house are glad we're here.
Are we all strangers to each other? Don't you two know each other?
I'm afraid I don't even know your name.
I'm Nora Manning.
Lance Schroeder.
Is Frederick Lauren a friend of yours?
I've heard of him, but I've never met him.
I work for one of his companies, but I've never seen him.
I've never met the man either. Just a phone call. Do you know him?
No,
Well, then you're the only one of us who does.
I don't know him. All the details about renting the house were done by mail.
He's quite wealthy, isn't he?
Millions.
And 5 wives, I believe.
4, I think, so far.
A $50,000 party for only 5 people is a little steep, even for a millionaire.
Well, if I were going to haunt anybody, this would certainly be the house I'd do it in.
close the door?
This thing's made of solid steel.
Annabelle, our guests are here, and fortunately still alive. Is your face on yet?
Dust and dirt everywhere, and the water barely trickles. Couldn't you have had the place cleaned?
Atmosphere, darling. You know how ghosts are. They never tidy up. And that's a very fetching outfit, but hardly suitable for a party.
I'm not going to the party.
The spend-the-night ghost party was your idea, remember? Since it's going to cost me $50,000, I want you to have fun.
The party was my idea until you invited all the guests. Why, all these strangers? Why, none of our friends?
Friends? Do we have any friends?
No, your jealousy took care of that.
I had a reason for inviting each guest. I wanted kind of a cross-section. From psychiatrist to typist, and from drunk to jet pilot. They share one thing. They all need money. Now let's see if they're brave enough to earn it.
And you call this a party?
Could be.
Why do you always do that? It spoils the champagne.
It might explode.
Never does.
Would you guarantee that?
That isn't funny, Frederick.
Make a good headline. Playboy kills wife with champagne cork. Will you join me?
No, thank you.
Just a sip might improve your humor.
My humor is fine, thanks. And I haven't poisoned it.
It's always good to know that. Have some. You'll enjoy the party more. Go on.
Your trust is so touching. And I'm not going to the party.
Of all my wives, you're the least agreeable.
But still alive.
Would you go away for $1 million tax-free? You want it all, don't you?
I deserve it all. Your jealousy isn't tax-free. And your possessiveness is maddening.
If ever a man had grounds for divorce,
But can't prove them.
the time will come. You'll slip up one of these days.
Think so?
If I live long enough. You remember the fun we had when you poisoned me?
Something you ate, the doctor said.
Yes. Arsenic on the rocks. Annabelle, you'd do it again if you thought you could get away with it, wouldn't you?
Darling, what makes you think that?
Something about you. I hear that hanging is very uncomfortable, in case you get any more ideas. Don't let the ghosts and the ghouls disturb you, darling.
Darling, the only ghoul in the house is you.
And don't sit up all night thinking of ways to get rid of me. It makes wrinkles.
This is what she used on my brother and her sister. Hacked them to pieces. We found parts of the bodies all over the house, in places you wouldn't think. The funny thing is the heads have never been found. Hands and feet and things like that. But no heads.
The wife, probably in a rage, threatened her husband with a knife and then, carried away by hysteria, took a swing at him and simply went on from there.
She certainly went on. How many people did she kill, Mr. Pritchard?
Only two. Her husband and her sister. No one else was here.
So there are two loose heads just floating around in here somewhere?
You can hear them at night. They whisper to each other. and then cry.
Since our host isn't here, would anyone care to mix me a drink?
Certainly. What will you have?
Good evening. I'm your host, Frederick Lauren. Since we're all strangers to each other, let's get acquainted with a drink, shall we?
Mr. Lauren, I advise you to call this party off now. The ghosts are already moving, and that's a bad sign.
Let me apologize for my wife. She'll join us later. What do you have?
Scotch and.
Doctor?
I'll have the same.
Now, before the party begins, let's go over the details. The caretakers will leave at midnight, locking us in here until they come back in the morning. Once the door is locked, there's no way out. The windows have bars that a jail would be proud of, and the only door to the outside locks like a vault. There's no electricity, no phone, no one within miles, so no way to call for help.
Like a coffin.
So if any of you decide not to stay for the party, you must let me know before midnight. Of course, if you leave, I shan't be able to pay you anything.
I'm interested in your reasons for this, party. Aside from the pleasant company.
Ghosts, Doctor. I think everyone wonders what they would do if they saw a ghost. And now my wife has given us all the opportunity to find out.
Amusing. Ghosts, etc., being only creations of hysteria, your party should be a success.
Well, Pritchard here promises us genuine ghosts.
7 now. Maybe more before morning.
That's cheerful.
4 men have been murdered in this house. And 3 women.
You planned your party very well, Mr. Lauren. 4 of us are men, 3 are women. Well, a ghost for everybody.
And Pritchard, why don't you take us on a tour through the house and let's see what happens, huh?
See that stain? Blood. A young girl was killed here. And whatever got her wasn't human. Don't stand there.
What do you mean? Where?
It's too late. They've marked you.
Ridiculous. The roof probably leaks.
Oh, that must be what it is. Who would want to haunt me?
I would say any self-respecting male ghost.
I hope it doesn't come back.
Well, Mr. Pritchard, you're the life of the party.
He hasn't even started yet. Wasn't there a man who threw his wife into a wine vat or something?
That was in the cellar. There's been a murder almost every place in this house. All this belonged to a Mr. Norton, who didn't die here. He was electrocuted later. Mr. Norton did a good deal of experimenting with wines, but his wife didn't think it was any good. So he filled the vat with acid and threw her in. She was supposed to stay down, but the bones came up. It's a funny thing, but none of the murders here were just ordinary. Just shooting or stabbing. They've all been sort of wild, violent, and different.
Look out!
God, she didn't fall in.
You mean there's still acid in there?
Destroys everything with hair and flesh. Just leaves the bones. My, it's dry and dusty down here.
Well, there's a cure for that upstairs. Come on.
How'd you get invited to this party? No. Oh, go on. I mean, what did he tell you?
Mr. Lawrence said everybody'd get $10,000.
But he didn't say anything about being locked in.
No.
He just made a deal with me on the phone, but nothing about having to stay.
Aren't you going to stay?
If I don't, I lose $10,000.
I'm going to stay, too. $10,000.
Yeah. You believe in ghosts?
I don't know.
Well, I agree with what that doc says. You can spook yourself. I've done it in planes. Seen things that weren't really there. Or were they? What are you going to do with your $10,000? If we get it.
What do you mean, if we get it? Won't he pay us if we stay?
Ah, sure he will. 10,000 is no more to him than a nickel is to us.
We were in an automobile accident. Now I'm the only one in the family who can make any money.
Boy, I've never seen so many doors. Closet? Bottles.
Does it go anywhere? Lance! Lance!
Please, come on. Did she say Lance is gone? Gone where?
We'll have to break it down. It's locked.
Locked? You all right? Nothing that money won't cure. I must have bumped my head.
And the only way you could bump your head in here is to run head on into the wall. You didn't do that, did you? Let's get a bandage on that.
I wonder why they didn't kill him.
Who?
He didn't bump his head. They hit him.
They?
Nora, when you came in, you said something about a ghost.
There was something.
What did it look like?
Well, it was wearing a black thing that went all the way to the floor.
Weren't you a little frightened at the time?
Well, yes.
That, Mr. Loren, is hysteria.
But then, Doctor, how do you explain what happened to Lance? Was that hysteria, too?
You better get that checked in a day or so.
Thanks, Doc. Wait for me in the hall.
The ghosts are coming closer, Mr. Loren.
You really believe in your pet ghost, don't you, Pritchard?
Before the night's over, you will, too.
Would you like a drink, Lance?
No, thanks.
I'd like one. Scotch and. Mr. Loren, are you really going to pay anyone who stays all night?
Certainly. $10,000.
Will there be much red tape or delay?
You in a hurry, dear?
Frankly, yes. Or frantically.
There you are, my dear.
Someone or something was in here when I came in. But where? And if the door was locked, how did it get out? What you saw might have been a ghost, Nora, but what was in here with me was no ghost.
I don't know. I was so scared.
That sound different to you?
Yes.
Three, 6, 9, 12. 12 feet. Three, 6. Now, I'm gonna knock on the other wall. When you hear me, you knock on this wall. Tap lower down. Where'd it come from?
From in here.
What if it ran out of here? I'd have seen it.
Lance, it doesn't run. It just floats.
Yeah, but why didn't I see it?
You don't believe me.
Well, how can I?
I'm Annabelle Loren. You must be Miss Manning. I realize this is a very unusual and I'm afraid very dull party. Wouldn't you like to freshen up? This is your room. Depressing, isn't it?
I doubt if I'll spend much time here.
It's going to rain. Perfect atmosphere for my husband's party. Why did you come here?
He said he'd give me $10,000.
Why did he pick you?
I don't know. My supervisor just came and said I'd been invited.
How long have you known my husband?
I just met him tonight.
So? Why you? What were you doing wandering around by yourself?
Well, I was in the cellar with Lance, Mr. Schroeder, and I just left, that's all.
Don't do it again. Don't go anywhere in this house by yourself. Now fix your face and I'll come by for you in a few minutes.
But
You're in danger. We all are.
But who?
I hope for your sake you never find out. I'm Annabelle Lauren. Were you looking for something?
Not exactly.
Are you the doctor?
No, I'm Lance Schroeder.
The pilot. You've hurt yourself.
Oh, it's just a bump on the head. Which is my room?
I believe this is it.
Thank you, Mrs. Lauren.
Annabelle Lance. You were with the young girl in the cellar. Why was she so upset?
Was she?
And you don't look like the type to go around bumping his head. What really happened, Lance?
Well, Nora thought she saw a ghost, but I didn't see anything.
She was just frightened then.
And mad at me, I think. I kidded her about it.
I wouldn't joke about anything else that happens here tonight.
Now, don't tell me you're taking all this seriously.
Aren't you?
Well, I'd like to find out what hit me.
Lance. If I need help, may I count on you?
Yeah, sure, I guess so. Look, what's going on here anyway? I mean, what is with this party bit?
This is no party. He's planning something.
Your husband?
I wish I knew what it was.
Must be pretty big if he's going to lay out 50,000.
The money doesn't mean anything. He has a reason for getting us all up here to this dreadful old house.
Well, what for? He doesn't even know us.
Maybe that's exactly why you're here.
Well, what can he get away with?
Oh, he thinks that big money like his can get away with anything. You know, of course, that I'm his fourth wife. The first simply disappeared. The other two died. Lance, I don't want to join them.
You mean he,
Oh, his doctor said they died of heart attacks. 2 girls in their 20s.
Well, what can he do?
My husband is sometimes insane with jealousy. Nothing matters to him then. Please be careful.
Would he hurt you?
He would kill me if he could.
Annabelle, you're missing all the fun. Nora Manning was almost killed by a falling chandelier. The pilot bashed his head in.
Is he badly hurt?
The Saturnine psychiatrist bandaged him up. Don't you want to go and console him, as you do most men, in your fashion?
You're so clever, Frederick.
So I lie awake nights wondering why I married you. It was rather a mistake.
You didn't marry me, dear. I married you. Unpleasant, but no mistake.
Hurry up.
Frederick, for the last time, I'm not going to your party.
And for the last time, it's not my party, but yours. And you are going.
I am not.
You ready, dear?
No.
Are you ready, dear?
Yes, damn you.
Would you adore me as much if I were poor? No. All you want to be is a lovely widow. It's almost time to lock up the house. And then your party will really begin. I wonder how it'll end. for midnight, Lance.
Okay. I'll be down in a minute.
Who is it?
Your host, my dear. It's almost midnight, Nora. We're all going to get together down in the living room.
All right, Mr. Lloyd. I'll be right down.
Come with us. Come with us before he kills you.
Where's Nora? Miss Manning.
I don't want to stay here.
Nora, what happened? That's Jonas Slides and his wife. They've been caretakers here for years. She's blind, you know.
I'm not going to stay here.
Well, Doctor, it looks like we have a real case of hysteria on our hands.
I think she's just a little upset, not hysterical.
Good evening.
Hello, my dear. This is my wife. These are our guests. Ruth Bridges, Dr. Trent. You know Watson Pritchard, of course. Nora Manning, and this is Lance Schroeder.
Get me out of here.
Now, what about the 10,000?
I don't care. He wants to kill me.
Who wants to kill you?
Mr. Lawrence.
May I have your attention, please? I think you all remember the bargain we made about staying all night. $10,000 apiece. If any of you don't survive, $50,000 will be divided amongst the rest of you. If I should die, you will be paid by my estate. When the door is locked from the outside by the caretakers, we'll all be forced to stay in this house until morning. If any of you decide not to stay, you must leave with the caretakers now. You won't have a chance to change your minds later, because there'll be no way to get out.
I don't want to stay.
Wait.
Midnight yet? Who told them they could leave?
They never leave before midnight.
Well, they've gone now. I was going to ask you whether you wanted to stay or not, but it seems that the caretakers have made the decision for you. We're all locked in now.
But I don't want to stay.
And I'm sorry, my dear, but it's too late now.
Darling, haven't you had enough of the silly game? Get some cars up here for these people and let them go home. But pay them first.
This is your party, remember? In spite of my wife's faith in my ability to do the impossible, we will all have to stay in this house until 8 o'clock in the morning. But we have some party favors for you in these little coffins. This is my wife's idea. And I must say, I think it's rather dangerous. I suppose you all know how to use one of these things, but in case you don't, you just press down on this lever with your thumb and then pull the trigger. You see, they're loaded.
These are no good against the dead, only the living.
Doctor? Lance? Nora?
Go ahead, take it.
Miss Bridges? And here's yours, dear.
I don't need it.
It was your idea. Who knows, you may want to use it on me before this night is over.
Throw these guns away. They won't do you any good.
I agree with Pritchard on that point, although not for the same reason.
Dr. Trent, don't you approve of our little party favors?
Suppose Nora had had a gun when she mistook the blind woman for a ghost.
I don't think anyone else is going to walk around in total darkness.
Oh, I'm sure we're not going to go running around the house shooting each other, aren't you?
Who knows? Fear makes people do amazing things.
Mr. Pritchard, you said your sister-in-law killed a man and a woman here and cut them up? You said they found hands and feet, but they never found any heads. Would you like to see one of those heads? Would you all like to see one of those heads? Well then, just follow me.
Darling, I really don't need this.
Just go look in my suitcase. Just go look. But it was in there. A woman's head.
Nora, I think you're a little upset. Would you care for a sedative?
Get out! Get out, all of you! All of you, get out of here and leave me alone! Just get out of here!
You think it's all right to leave her by herself, Doctor?
I wish she'd taken the sedative.
Well, what do you suppose she thought she saw?
They're closing in on her.
Look, Doc, I think somebody ought to stay with her.
There could be 1,000,000 people around her. If they wanted her, they'd get her.
What if he's right?
He's too drunk to know what he's talking about.
I wonder. I'll join you in a minute.
Do you think it would do any good if you went in and talked to her?
Well, do you think there really was a head in her suitcase?
I don't know.
A thing like that would put me right over the edge.
Look, would you sort of stay up here, I mean, in case she needs help?
All right. I'll be in my room. Just call it.
Thanks.
Are you sure there are only 7 people in this house?
Positive, except for the ghosts.
I don't believe in ghosts, nor in frightening women. In Nora's case, it's gone far enough. Perhaps too far.
What do you suggest we do about it, Doctor?
Don't frighten her anymore.
Nora? 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 What do you know about this?
They've taken her. In a little while, she'll be one of them.
Where's Nora?
Where is she? It's too late. It's too late. You'll never find her again.
Pritchard, if you know where she is, you better tell me now.
She's gone. She's gone with them. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Let her down.
Nora?
She's dead, Mr. Lauren. Your wife hanged herself.
Suicide.
Nora,
Hide me, please, hide me.
what's the matter?
Hide me. He tried to kill me. He grabbed me and choked me and put me in that room. And then he went away and left me.
Who?
He thought I was dead.
Who?
Mr. Lord.
Are you sure about this?
I don't know. It was dark, but it must have been him.
Has anybody seen you since he left you?
I heard some people in that room, but I went by and nobody saw me.
Mrs. Lauren is dead.
But how?
Lauren said she committed suicide, but I think somebody killed her.
Him?
I'm sure you've come to the same conclusion I have.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, let's all have a meeting, discuss what to do. The living room?
Okay, in a minute. I've got to go downstairs. Now, you lock yourself in here and don't let anybody know you're here. If he thinks you're dead, he won't come here. And I'll get back as soon as I can. You'll be all right. And if you have to, you use it.
So beautiful. So greedy. So cold. What are you doing in here?
Wait. Don't wait.
What do you mean coming in here?
I didn't want them to take her away.
You're drunk.
They will if you don't watch her.
You're drunk. All right, out with it, Bridget. Why did you come into this room?
I'm the only one who understands.
Understands what?
Your wife isn't there anymore. She's already joined them.
Look, Bridget, I've had enough of your spook talk. Get out, you sot, and don't come back into this room again.
Where's what's-her-name? Nora.
I didn't disturb her since I don't think this concerns her.
No, you're right.
Mr. Loren, isn't there some way we can get out of this house now?
No, none at all.
We could try breaking out.
The only door to the outside is made of steel. The bars of the windows are set in solid stone. We gotta stay.
I'm not afraid of your ghosts, Bridget. But I am afraid. When we came here a few hours ago, the only thing we had in common was the $10,000 we'd get. Now, however, we share something else. The death of Mrs. Loren. So far tonight, one of us was almost killed by a falling chandelier. One of us was mysteriously slugged. One of us has been driven to the brink of absolute hysteria, and one of us is dead. Were these accidents? Suicide? And we must stay here for 6 more hours.
6 hours? 6 of us. Time enough.
Who will be next? How will it happen?
Let me ask you a question, Doctor. You were the first one to see my wife there. Did you also see anything that she could have climbed up on and then jumped?
No.
Did any of you? There was nothing. How then did she get up there so high?
Exactly, Mr. Loren. How? She couldn't have pulled herself up there. She couldn't have dropped from the ceiling. Do you think your wife killed herself?
No. She was murdered by one of you.
Or you, Mr. Loren. To deliberately kill someone, you must have a reason.
We were all strangers to your wife. Only you had a motive for murder.
What husband hasn't at some time wanted to kill his wife? What husband hasn't had 1,000 opportunities to do it in such a way so that he'd never be suspected? I'm not such a fool as to hang my wife from a ceiling by a rope.
The fact remains that you, or one of us, murdered Mrs. Loren. And that's a matter for the police.
So how do we get the police?
That's my point. We can't until morning. What began as a silly party given by an eccentric has now involved us all in murder.
For once, Pritchard may be right. If another murder's in the works, let's stop it now.
Another murder?
Why not? Maybe one of us saw too much.
Why should even a millionaire want to give each of us $10,000 to spend one night in a gloomy old house? To see some ghosts, have a party? No.
Have you finished trying me, Doctor? And is the verdict guilty of murder?
Oh, this isn't getting us anywhere. Somebody killed Mrs. Loren, we know that. One of us is guilty and the rest of us are innocent, okay. Now, what we have to do for the next 6 hours is protect ourselves from each other.
You really think?
I don't think anything. I just know that I'm going to my room. And if anybody comes in, I'll shoot him. Or her.
And if we all stay in our rooms, we'll be safe. Because the innocent will have no reason to leave his room. And the guilty will admit his guilt if he or she does.
And we all have guns.
And we're all agreed?
Oh, I wish this night were over.
Brooms? Guns? I tell you, it doesn't make any difference. They aren't through with us yet.
What's the use of saying goodnight?
Good night.
Good night, Doctor.
Okay? They've all gone to their rooms and locked themselves in.
Lance, I've been thinking. It was so dark down there. Maybe it wasn't Mr. Lorne.
It was him, all right. He tried to kill you, and he did kill his wife.
How can you be so sure?
She tried to warn me, asked me to help her. The doc thinks he's going to try and kill one of us. Now, there must be a way out of this place, and I'm going to find it and get the police before he does.
I'm going with you.
What if he finds out you're alive? No, Nora. You're safer here than any place else. Now, just lock yourself in and keep quiet. If I find a way out, I'll come back and get you.
An admission of guilt, Doctor?
Certainly not. There's either somebody else in this house or one of us has left his room. Did you hear anything?
Organ music?
That, and someone walking.
You got yours? Ready?
You look downstairs, and I'll look up here.
Why not together?
There may be only minutes, seconds left of someone's life. Why waste time? It's almost over, darling. Every detail was perfect.
What's happening?
We've done it. A perfect crime. Beautiful.
Has she killed him?
Not yet, but she will.
Get me out of this hanging harness. What's taking that girl so long? What time is it?
At first, I couldn't get Nora to want to protect herself with a gun. But after you appeared at the window, everything began to work just as we had planned. You were wonderful. Just the touch that finally drove her into complete hysteria.
It'll be worth all of our planning, darling. Where's Nora now? What's happening?
On her way to the cellar. So scared she'll shoot the first thing that moves.
And Frederick?
On his way to the cellar, too.
David, are you sure none of them will suspect us?
Of what? An hysterical girl accidentally shoots somebody? Who would suspect that we planned it that way, that we drove her to it?
What about my suicide?
But just a ghost party gag. We'll claim it was a dummy since I'm the only one who touched you.
And the caretakers?
Well, they had no idea what they were really doing.
What about Nora? She's not stupid, you know.
Darling, believe me, everything we planned is working perfectly. Nora is sure Frederick murdered you. She thinks Frederick attacked her in the cellar, not me. And now Nora's almost out of her mind with fear. The heads, the music, you're hanging. I tell you, when Frederick walks in there, she'll shoot him.
It's taking too long. David, you ought to be there.
When you hear the shot, come down to the cellar.
David? David?
At last you've got it all. Everything I have. Even my life. But you're not going to live to enjoy it. Come with me, murderess. Come with me. You two planned was indeed perfect. Only the victim is alive and the murderers are not. It's a pity you didn't know when you started your game of murder that I was playing too.
There must be some way to get in here.
Oh, it's right along here, somewhere.
Lance! I've shot Mr. Loren. He's down in the wine cellar.
Alive?
I don't think so. It's him. He's alive.
You didn't shoot anyone, my dear. I loaded your gun with blanks. I can tell you all now. Trent and my wife were planning to kill me. They failed. Trent tried to throw me in the vat. My wife stumbled and fell. I'm ready for justice to decide if I'm innocent or guilty.
Now they're 9. There'll be more, many more. They're coming for me now. And then they'll come for you.
Yeah, I don't remember that bit at the end, actually. I remember watching some of this when it was on TV, I don't know, in the past year or so. But I don't remember that bit at the end. That bit with the skeleton was quite impressive, I guess, for its time. Yeah, it was quite a cool ending, eh? Yeah, I don't remember any of that at all, film. I just remembered some bits of it where, I don't know, he was telling them, you know, they had to stay in the house and for money, and he was trying to scare them or whatever. Plot twist. Cold water gonna wake him up. So this next one is the Devonsville Terror, 1 hour 22. We're going to have a wee break to get a snack or a cup of tea or whatever.
Such a refreshing experience been offered at this or any other cinema. Kiora, on sale at this moment in time.
Ladies and gentlemen, your projectionist tonight is Eric, who has a hot, thirsty job, which he does very well, and unlike you, hasn't time to get himself a refreshing drink of Kiora. Thank you.
Full details of programs of this cinema can be seen every day in the Evening Mail, your guide to our programs.
The Metropole is always at your service. There are 2 first-class restaurants, the Terrace Restaurant and the Terrace Grill, a coffee shop open all day, a cocktail bar, and our own local, the Cotswold Arms, which serves an excellent courses for private parties for 20 guests, up to 1,200 at a banquet. There's a Metropole close to the heart of London's West End, and to get away from it all, the famous Brighton Metropole, with its own health hydro. Please ask for further details at our reception.
At the height of the Mabongo uprising, a garrison of 80 British infantry was surrounded by 30,000 hostile warriors. With just 2 weeks' supply of food and ammunition left, a truce was arranged.
As the cinema audience has been informed, you Brits are going to be kept cooped up in that there fort for the next 2 weeks. Now, these two gentlemen are here from the Benson and the Hedges flag-making company in the UK and England, and they think it a jolly good idea to give the old silk cut a bit of a bash for the next fortnight. Researching having shown that how long it takes to get used to the amazing mild taste. And that about how long you got.
After 2 weeks of siege and silk cut,
Sorry, man. Hello there. Hello. Well, now you've tried the silk cut for the 2 weeks, how you contemplate the thought of changing to them?
I switch tomorrow, given half the chance, right?
Carry on, Sergeant.
Sorry.
2 packs of the old Hatar brand or 1 packet of the Lotus silk cut?
Not on your merit.
So, there you have it, folks. Conclusive proof that it do take 2 weeks for you smokers to turn to the mild taste of silk cut. And by the way, if you get problems with those extra stubborn stains, you want to know.
Check.
oh dear. Time for a little gamesmanship with new high karate gamesman.
Your move.
New gamesman from high karate. For the man who plays to win. We asked a friend of ours to say a few words about new Castella Court cigars. New quartz from Castella, and the cigar speaks for itself.
The new cubes from Bovril. Have you seen them yet? Well, they're made just the way a good cube should be. Perfect for all your red meat cooking. They're packed with good, meaty flavor and seasoning to bring out the best in your cooking. Bovril made them to crumble easier, dissolve faster, to help make rich, brown gravy they'll love. Believe me, these new cubes from the Bovril people bring out the best in your cooking. Cubes from Bovril. Try them. You'll buy them.
Come on, everybody. Let's go cruising with KTEL's new LP, Summer Cruising. 20 great summer hits with Jan and Dee. The Loving Spoonful.
Summer in the city, back of my neck.
Freddie Cannon. The Magnificent Mercury Brothers.
I got it bad for the new girl in school.
Bay City Rollers, Shangri-La's, Mungo Jerry, Dawn, Gary U.S. Bonds, and lots more. Remember Frankie Ford. The Monkeys Classic. And the Safaris Wipeout. KTEL's Summer Cruising. 20 summer smash hits on this great new LP. Out now. Come on, everybody. Get Summer Cruising from KTEL.
From KTEL Country Comfort, a great new country LP with 20 country hits, 20 great country stars. Billy Swan,
Hill.
Johnny Cash,
How do you do?
Charlie Rich,
Most beautiful girl in the world.
Jenny C. Riley. Country classics from Jim Reeves, Frankie Lane, Marty Robbins, Don Gibson, J.J. Barry, Tammy Wynette, George Hamilton IV, Dolly Parton, and many more. Country Comfort, 20 great country tracks at record stores now. Also on tapes, Country Comfort from K-Tel.
Oh, Anne Reeves here gives her family Stork Super Blend margarine, and she's been voted a Stork Super Mum. Yeah. Hold on. Now why?
Well, she makes nice sponge cake.
Oh, that's nice.
She took my kids for 3 days once, allowing me and my husband to go away.
What more do you want for a name?
Well, she listens to me jabbering on about my boyfriend.
Your boyfriend? Really? How many have you got?
Can't remember.
I just think she's great.
Yeah, well, that's the best reason in the world. You are lucky. Got a nice dad. Now, Anne, why do you think that Stork Super is so good?
Because it's a taste that you can trust in it, Bruce.
Doesn't it spread well? Stork Super Blend margarine helps a good mum become a super mum.
Yes?
I want an electric cooker.
Quite right. They're cleaner and very attractive. This one has all the automatic timing devices. You know you have beautiful eyes.
I think you ought to know I'm married. Does it have a self-cleaning oven?
Of course. These hands were never meant to scrub out ovens.
And I want those new dual-circuit rings.
How very wise you are. They save energy and money. I think I love you.
Just as well. What time will you be home for dinner?
6?
Gordon's.
Mr. Savalas?
Yes.
Your agent.
Yes?
Dolly, baby, how are you?
Have I got one for you? You're going to drink Bacardi in a commercial. But I already drink Bacardi. No, I know that. You know that, but they don't know that. Listen, they want you to drink it where it comes from, in the Bahamas. But I am drinking it in the Bahamas. So I know that, you know that, but they don't know that. All I want you to do is say it tastes good. I've always said it tastes good. I know that, you know that, but they don't know that.
Bacardi rum. With a character all of its own.
I thought you was changing your agent.
I know that. You know that. But you don't know that. It's no good you sitting there dying of thirst looking at these oranges. They're absolutely forbidden in here. I mean, it's not a greengrocer's, is it? I mean, they make a terrible mess. People get squirted in the eye and sometimes in the circle. I mean, all this peel, you know, the usherettes. The usherettes have absolutely refused to, and that came as a great surprise to the manager, because you see these pips, I mean, they get flicked at people in the front, and they hit them in the back, and they get trodden on. Messy business. On the other hand, we have no objection to you making loud slurping noises and dribbling down your front with Kia Ora. Orange. Kia Ora. Funnily enough, it's made from fresh oranges. Oh, excuse me. Went up my nose.
On all occasions, take a taxi. It's quicker, easier. By taxi. Phone this number.
Square up to winter with smokeless fuel. We supply all types of smokeless fuel. Order yours early.
Magic carpets for you. Carpets, carpets.
Used car, any make, then we stock a large range of good quality used cars. Each car is thoroughly checked before it goes on display. Being the used car dealer with an outstanding reputation for quality, we like to keep it that way. Come along and see for yourself.
Come and buy a car.
You'll be welcome to a test drive.
Smithfield, the used car people.
Cover your floors with the comfort of our quality carpets. Enjoy a little luxury.
Dorridge. Where the fuck's Dorridge?
India, land of fascination, with a tempting and distinctive cuisine. For authentic Indian dishes, visit this restaurant. The atmosphere of India and Indian courtesy will add to your enjoyment.
Must be London or something.
You everything for that perfect night out. Dancing, cocktails, a romantic restaurant and wine bar, purpose-built video room and large gardens. Cuddles, Warwick Road, Chadwick End, a few...
At Lindsay's Furnishings, we not only have a beautiful selection of suites, dining
What's to the
furniture
other
and
advert?
occasional pieces, but offer also a first-class upholstery
Just
service.
morphed into that
Call and
one.
see us. Lindsay's Furnishing and Reupholstery Service, Robin Hood Island.
Bump. That advert just morphed into the other one. It's this place, Cuddles. It's got a video room. And then suddenly these people were walking into a flat or something.
Atmosphere of
That
India
looked a
and
bit dodgy,
Indian
that
courtesy
club.
will add to your enjoyment.
Cuddles offers you everything for that perfect
Cuddles.
night out. Dancing, cocktails, a romantic restaurant and wine bar, purpose-built video room and large gardens.
Video room.
Cuddles, Warwick Road, Chadwick End, a few...
At Lindsay's Furnishings,
off.
we not only have a
It's
beautiful
Lindsay's
selection of
Furniture.
suites, dining furniture
Look at the guy's jacket.
and occasional pieces, but offer also a first...
It'd be interesting to see these type of cinema reels from different parts of the UK, because then they'd have like local sort of businesses and stuff. I don't know how many these are the only ones I've sort of seen. Is I don't know if it's maybe London or something. Looked like ABBA girls in that one commercial. I missed a few. I was getting some snacks. It just
Cuddles offers you
morphed
everything for
into
that
that
perfect
other
night
advert.
out. Dancing, cocktails, a romantic restaurant and wine bar, purpose-built video room and large gardens. Cuddles,
Large
Warwick
garden.
Road, Chadwick End, a few... At Lindsay's Furnishings, we not only have a beautiful selection of suites, dining furniture and occasional pieces...
I thought that was part of it when he was talking about the club. I thought that was part one of the rooms. They're like, oh, we've got a video room. And then suddenly this guy was walking into a room. Yeah, this one. If it doesn't let us play it, I've got another 3 that we could try if it came up with any warning. Dr. Worley investigates a 300-year-old witch's curse in the New England town of Devonsville. 3 liberated, assertive women move into town, which angers the bigoted, male-dominated town fathers. One of the women is a reincarnation of the witch who proceeds to exact revenge on the town males. and it's 1983. So yeah, I quite like finding ones that obviously that I've not watched, but that kind of look okay. Like that one last week that wasn't so good. It's like, I mean, I can't exactly watch them. I don't want to watch them and then watch them again on the stream, so I kind of, in some ways, no way of telling if it was like a bad movie or not. Sometimes you get the odd sort of crappy one, but I thought this one looked quite interesting actually. Most of the comments look alright, but there's one here. Boring as fuck. Thanks for uploading. Some people say they watched it when they were younger. In 1983. So yeah, I think the screen's okay for that. Okay. Swingers. Up his nose, lol. Swingers, yeah, there's a swingers club. They've got a video room and stuff. Some shady nightclub in the local area. I'm sure it's I'm sure the first advert at the beginning says that you could buy cigarettes in the foyer. That sounds quite handy, eh? Going to the cinema and you just buy cigarettes while you're there. You don't have to go to a supermarket or anything. Those were the days, eh? You could go and get ice cream and like a packet of fags as well. And then get inspired to buy like a used car and some carpets for a local shop. Marie says, hiya Swagger. Swagger X says, do people still do that? Swing? I've not. I think so. I mean, I couldn't tell you for sure, but I just I assume probably even more so now with the whole sort of with the internet, you know, people getting in touch with each other. I don't know if there's like clubs like that. I have no idea. But yeah, I'd imagine it still goes on. Senior living in Florida is all about it. So yeah, this one, hopefully this is okay. Should be alright. Lols. Okay. What time is it now here? 2:38 here. Yeah, the other one I thought about was called Bloody Wednesday. But yeah, we'll see if this one plays okay.
Who's there?
the name of Jessica Morley, you are convicted on this, the 7th day of November, 1683, in the name of this Commonwealth, that not having the fear of God before your eyes or in your heart, being seduced by the devil and yielding to his instigation and the wickedness of your own heart, about the beginning of last September in Devonsville, in or near your own house, did willfully and most wickedly murder your own child and your neighbor's child by the name of Abigail Potter. Against the word of God and the law of this jurisdiction, long since made and published.
This is you. This covers the situation. This crosses the situation. This is the highest you can achieve. This is the lowest you can achieve. I foresee much luck and the inheritance of a great fortune.
Have been seen dancing naked in the moonlight and consummating your union with the incubus. As a representative of this Commonwealth, I therefore ask you, Mary Pratt, how were these Sabbath banquets arranged? And what other persons participated? What demon did you use to satisfy your wanton lust that night? What was his name? What marks were left by the devil on your body and on your soul? How long have you been practicing witchcraft?
I am no witch. I have a pure conscience in this matter. Even if there were a 1,000 witnesses, I am not anxious.
What was the oath you were forced to render the devil?
Oh, I am no witch! I am no witch!
You are a witch! Will you confess it voluntarily? On this, the 7th day of November, 1683, by the name of Rebecca Parsons, you are convicted in the name of this Commonwealth that not having the fear of God before your eyes, nor in your heart, being seduced by the devil and yielding to his malicious motions, about the end of October last at Devonsville, to have familiarity or consulted with a familiar spirit, making a covenant with him, and have used divers devilish practices by witchcraft to the persons of Mary Pratt and Jessica Morley, against the word of God and the laws of this jurisdiction, long since made and published.
Worley's journal, entry number 73. It has been 300 years since the Devonsville Inquisition. Perhaps the long ordeal of the Worley family may be nearing its conclusion. Only evil will out evil.
Satan has walked in our midst, not in the guise of the hapless strangers we turned against, but in our hearts. We lost sight of our Lord and his teaching. We are gathered here in his temple to beg his forgiveness. O good shepherd, gently gather your flock back to the pastures of your infinite love. We have wandered too long in shadow, your beloved presence hidden from us by our own wickedness, willfulness. Lead us back to the light. Let our sins serve as a reminder that we must do nothing without love in our hearts, nothing without your blessing. To this end, we implore your help and forgiveness. Amen.
I'd like to propose a toast to our anniversary.
What do you mean?
On November 3rd, it will be exactly 300 years to the day.
That's a pretty grim day to remember.
You're talking about the witches.
Now, please, let us pray. O Lord, protect us from all evil, and may the souls of the poor unfortunates rest in eternal peace. And may we no longer be haunted by memories of our past error.
Well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Something wrong, Ralph?
No. It just makes me a little uneasy. Nobody wants to hear what our ancestors had to go through.
Everything's all right now.
All right. Why doesn't anybody want to talk about this curse? It exists.
It hasn't come true yet. And it's not going to. We're very, very different from our great-great-great-grandparents. Why should we be punished for something they did?
Yeah, hear no evil, see no evil, do no evil.
Just a minute, Sarah Louise, I'm working. Be right there. Would you wait? Now, Sarah Louise. Everything's going to be fine. Just fine.
Need a ride?
No, I'm almost there, thanks.
Where are you headed to?
Devonsville, the schoolhouse.
That's another half-mile down the road. Why don't you hop in?
All right.
My name's Ralph.
I'm Jenny.
Nice to meet you, Jenny. It's a nice lady like you doing in a place like this. Out of town, huh? Way out of town, I'll bet. Have you been here before?
No.
Where are you from?
Princeton, New Jersey.
Visiting friends?
I'm the new teacher.
Oh, I see. Well, you better get yourselves some new winter clothes. It's gonna be a long winter.
It's all right, I like the snow.
Wait till you see this one. Here we are. Over there, that's a school. Looks more like a church.
Maybe it was a church.
Where will you be staying?
I have to find out. Thanks.
Bet.
The winters here are cold and harsh, the comforts rare and few. The ice and snows upon the marsh, we long for summer's fleece anew. But legend says we got to pay for the wrong.
Angel? Perhaps this should wait until later. This is Miss Scanlon. She's going to be your teacher from now on. Say welcome, Miss Scanlon. Can't cut your tongue?
Welcome, Miss Scanlon.
Hello, everybody.
Now, this is Michael over here. He's in 6th grade. And that's Anne Marie over there. She's in 5th grade.
I'm coming. I'm coming. Dr. Worley, remember the death certificate for Sarah Louise? I needed to claim the insurance to pay for the funeral.
You need a death certificate so you can report that she died cleanly and without complications.
Were there any problems?
Suffocation is not a pleasant way to die.
Are you implying her death wasn't natural?
Pneumonia causes suffocation. At least that's what I've written on this paper here. Here, take your piece of paper and get out of here.
On this sad occasion, we are gathered together to mourn the passing of Sarah Louise, beloved wife of Walter Gibbs. We all know of her dreams and hopes, yet she suffered in silence, remaining ever faithful to our Lord. Our prayers are with her this day and with Walter, that he may find the strength to overcome his sorrow. Please turn to page 92 in your hymn books. Nearer, my God, to thee. Nearer, my God, to thee. Nearer to thee. Nearer with thee across that great and
I'm sorry, but the chemicals haven't arrived yet.
Oh, that's too bad. Do you have any ferric chloride by chance?
I'll have to add it to the order.
Oh, hey, look, I need it right away. Do you know of any place I might be able to find it nearby?
You might try Endicott. It's about 28 miles north of here.
Really good. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it again. Thank you.
What'll it be, Aaron?
2 cans of Copenhagen. That sure was some grocery list.
She's doing some experiments down by the lake.
Experiments?
There you go, Aaron.
And you, sir, that gun you got there is not a pop gun. It's guys like you get a license and think you're Daniel Boone.
Come on, Dad, don't be a bully.
Who asked you?
What makes him so friendly?
Can I help you?
Yeah, could I have a box of 20-gauge shells, some hot chocolate to go, and some Virgin Barks, please?
This one's tastier.
Oh, really?
You here for the hunting season?
Not exactly. I'm the new school teacher.
Nice to meet you. I'm Matthew Pendleton.
How do you do? I'm Jenny Scanlon. What do you do around here?
Oh, I'm a big wheel around here. That right, Worley? I caretake some cabins during the off-season. Go ahead.
Oh, no, thanks. I still have a couple more things. I just got up here.
Is that the old man?
Yeah, $250.
Must be pretty lonesome out there at Heartbreak Hotel.
No. Bye-bye, Miss Scanlon.
Bye, Mr. Pendleton.
Hi, Miss Scanlon. I've heard about you. I'm Walter Gibbs.
Oh, how do you do? Do you have any herb teas?
I have Twinings and Liptons.
Oh, I mean real herb teas. You know, Bigelow's Sweet Dreams?
I'll try to get it for you.
What are you doing here? I found some things you might want for your collection.
Oh. This is quite a find.
My mother says she remembers her grandmother talking about a belt made of witches' finger bones. I found this in the attic yesterday.
How much do you want for this?
Doctor, you know better than that. It's yours.
Could be priceless. If I can only trace it back to the Devonsville Inquisition.
How'd you do that?
Well, I found these diaries in this curious tin box. I found them walled up in my basement. I think they belong to my great-great-grandfather. They contain descriptions of articles used by witches. They also contain chronicles of my death.
Your death?
Yes, you see, The executioner of the Devonsville Inquisition was my ancestor. He suffered from an ugly affliction. A few years after the Inquisition, he contracted a disease. A year later, he died. An agonizing death. He was eaten by worms. Several other members of my family have contracted the disease. Those who have not contributed...
Contributed what?
To help to erase the guilt of the Inquisition.
Do you believe the diary?
Mr. Gibbs.
Mother Nature is always building out of decay, like that old house over there. Beautiful mushrooms are probably growing from the dead wood. They're generally considered plants, although they're completely different from green plants. How are they different? Nikki?
They look different?
That's right. And one of the reasons is that they don't have chlorophyll. Therefore, they can't build foodstuffs from inorganic materials. They can only change and destroy compounds that have already been built. Now, the mushroom itself is a fruit, which is produced by the mycelium. And the mycelium is...
Hi, Jenny. Today, Mother Nature's the teacher, huh?
Well, Dan said he's supposed to chop the wood for Mrs. Randall today.
Mind your own beeswax, Angel. I'll get to it. Jenny, what are you doing tonight? Want to paint the town?
Well, I've got some essays to grade and some letters to write.
Shut down again. I don't
The mycelium is a mass of very fine threads which are not visible to the naked eye.
Miss Scanlon.
Yes, Angel?
Is God a man and a woman?
Well, in most religions, we know God is a man. But originally, God was considered to be a woman. In Babylonia, the supreme deity, or god, was the queen of heaven. It's only in fairly recent history, since Judaism, that God the Father has taken over.
Hi, this is your big sister Monica on FM 94. Looks like we have a caller. Hello, you're on with Monica. What's your name?
Judy Hansen.
Hi, Judy. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Devonsville.
What's on your mind, Judy?
I'm alone all day and my boyfriend won't let me get a job.
Well, that's a pretty common problem. A lot of men still have trouble with the idea that women want to make their own money and their own choices.
I know, and I always get so depressed waiting for him.
Well, if he can't understand that, just tell him to take a hike. There are plenty of other fish in the sea. Hi, you're on with Monica. What's your name?
Hi, Monica, my name's Patty Barnes. I'm from Endicott. Well, I got a lot of problems, you know. I'm married and I have 3 kids. I have a lot of work to do. And anyway, my husband, well, every night he goes out drinking with his buddies, you know, and sometimes he doesn't come home till 4 or 5. And then he wakes up.
Good evening, Miss Scanlon. I drove to Endicott to pick up your tea. Good. Since my wife passed away, I've been confused, lonely. It might very well be that I don't know how to relate to a woman anymore. You come from Princeton? That's a very sophisticated place. Things are a lot more basic here. When I was a boy, my father told me there are 3 things a man needs to do in his lifetime. He needs to plant a tree to return something to the earth. He needs to build a house with his own hands. And he needs to have a son to carry on his name. My wife, Sarah Louise, was a good companion, loving, supportive. But she was barren. She couldn't give me a son. There are only a few things I value. One of them is violin. My grandfather made it. It's one of a kind.
Monica?
Yes? Do I know you?
My name's Ralph. I'm from Devonsville.
Hi, Ralph. I'm sorry, but I'm off for tonight. You'll have to call the station in the morning.
I think I'm busy tomorrow, but I'm here now.
Fine, but I've got to go.
You know, Monica, I think you're pretty great. But there are a lot of people around here who seem to disagree with me.
It's a free country, but I've got to go.
All right. Drive careful.
What's this story I hear?
What? I didn't do nothing.
About this new teacher.
What about her?
Well, your mother tells me she's filling your head full of nonsense.
I didn't say that, Aaron.
Shut up, Myrtle. I'm talking to the kid. What exactly did that woman tell you about God?
She said God was a woman.
And what do you think?
I don't know. I never saw him.
How come God created Adam before Eve? How come every single president of the United States has been a man?
I don't know.
Because God is, and always will be a man. You tell that teacher, if she don't quit spreading this crap, I'm going to call a meeting of the town board.
Doc Worley, I'm here for my physical.
Don't you knock at civilized houses? Or do you believe that everybody lives in a barn?
Sorry, Doc. Got you riled, huh? I don't like these exams any better than you do, but the old man says I gotta have one at least once a year.
Come over here and sit down. You'll have to strip to the waist, or are you too modest?
Me? Hell no. I just wish you were a female doctor.
Well, what'd you do if I was a female doctor?
Try and get you into the sack.
And if you didn't succeed?
Call you a quack.
I wonder. Well, since I'm not a female doctor, I better offer you something pleasant. Would you like the camera?
Sure.
Here. We're going on a journey, Ralph. Do you hear me? It is a long journey. Back to the days when the witches of Devonsville were tortured and killed. One of the witches was called Jessica. You were present when she was condemned. You were beside her at the execution. Do you see her at the stake?
She's dying. The bitch is dying.
How do you feel, Ralph?
Good. Real good. She's dying.
Why did you feel good?
Because she's getting what she deserves.
Why does she deserve to die?
She's a witch.
How do you know?
I saw her confess, didn't I?
Is that the only reason she deserves to die?
No.
Why do you feel so good that she is dying?
She wouldn't let me.
Let you do what?
It's her own fault. She teased me. She turned me on. She even let me see her naked once. I was behind a tree. Her skin glistened in the sun.
That's enough, Ralph. You're going back. It'll be a pleasant journey back. And you'll forget all about the other journey. Only the feeling of relief. Better his end.
Good evening, madam. I'm Aaron Pendleton. I own the farm down the road. Every now and then I check the cottages for the people here on the lake. Is your pet cock jam?
It could be. I don't really know.
Let's see if I can fix it for you. You planning to stay here for the winter?
Yes,
Living alone?
so far.
What do you do?
I do environmental studies here.
I got it here, I think.
Oh, thank you.
Anytime, young lady. You're not scared living out here by yourself, are you?
Should I be?
Well, if you need any help, my folks have lived around here for about 300 years. So, and I have quite a lot of influence out here with the people. You got some soot here on your cheek
Oh,
and pretty skin.
hey, look, I gotta go.
I didn't mean to upset you, ma'am.
Myrtle, this game hen is really delicious.
Thank you, Reverend.
Pass the ketchup.
Here, Aaron.
What is this about this nature freak? Ooh, someone new around here?
She lives in a cabin by the lake.
She's testing the water for some kind of toxin that she says we're flushing into the lake.
She's full of it. We've been doing that for the last 50 years. Nature will take care of itself.
Well, I saw a few new faces at the funeral. They're probably not tourists, though. The season's over.
I have a new girl at the radio station.
Right, her name is Monica. I listen to her every night. It's so different.
Different hell, hogwash.
And the new school teacher, Miss Scanlon.
Yeah, I heard about her.
Isn't she the one that's been telling the kids that God is a woman?
I'm sure she didn't mean it the way it sounds.
Grade 6, your assignments are here on the left, and grade 5, you're here on the right. While you learn that, grade 4 will take a spelling test.
How can we study when you're giving a spelling test?
Just do your best, okay? Now, Angelica? It must be hard to study if you're talking.
She asked me something, so I answered.
Okay, let's just settle down now, and we'll start with Angelica. Is something the matter?
Angel just wanted to borrow my pencil.
Here, take this pencil. Now, please, sit down, Angelica. What's the matter now?
Your hair.
What about it?
It just doesn't look normal.
Now, please, sit down, Angelica.
My dad says you dye your hair. I mean, who has hair that color?
Well, I guess we'll have to continue tomorrow.
Miss Scanlon, are you in good health?
I'm in very good health, Angel. How about you?
I'm just kind of worried.
Why?
'Cause Daddy says that you might not make it through the winter.
Hello?
Miss Scanlon, I was just about to close.
Well, I'd just like some apples and milk.
That's all?
Yes, for now.
I'd like to apologize.
For what?
The other night I seemed to monopolize the conversation.
Oh, that's all right. I enjoyed it.
You're very kind, Miss Scanlon. Many women don't know how to listen. Sarah Louise couldn't listen. When she did, she didn't understand what I was talking about.
Well, what a shame. A man of your intelligence deserves an audience.
I'm very flattered.
Well, good night, Mr. Gibbs.
Miss Scanlon, could I take a little bit more of your time?
Yes?
I don't know quite how to express myself, but... Well, I'll be frank with you. I'm a solitary man.
I can see that, Mr. Gibbs.
You can?
Oh, yes.
Miss Scanlon, have you ever met someone who you felt you were destined to be with?
No, but it sounds romantic.
I believe you're a very romantic woman.
Yes, I guess so.
From the very first moment we met, I knew we were meant for each other.
Mr. Gibbs, please.
I know a lady of your standards can't show her feelings the way a man can.
Oh, I have my feelings, Mr. Gibbs. And I would show them the way you say only a man does. But my feelings are slightly different. And I'd like to go now. Good night.
Mr. Gibbs? Mr. Gibbs?
Miss Scanlon.
You're a very sensitive man, Mr. Gibbs. And well, I now realize that I should have appreciated your feelings for me sooner.
A woman needs her time.
Could you close a little early today? Let's talk to you alone.
I'd be delighted, Miss Scanlon.
You know, the State Highway Commission is planning to build a new big road through Devonsville, and I was thinking that perhaps I would develop a shopping mall where my store is.
Wonderful idea. To modernize and bring this place up to date.
How did you take this path? I haven't been here since I was a boy.
Oh, woman's intuition.
Jenny?
Jenny, give me a hand, please.
Sarah Louise didn't just die. You killed her.
You know! Why didn't you tell anyone? Why didn't you call the police?
Would that have helped, Sarah Louise? No. I was waiting for a better opportunity.
You are a witch! The legend is true!
It's very cold there, Mr. Gibbs, I know. But soon you will be in a very warm place and in very good company.
Say, Jenny, I don't mean to butt in, but my brother Matthew ain't exactly the guy to know in town.
Why don't you mind your own business?
You see, these people here, especially my father, are extremely closed-minded and superstitious. They feel that you, Chris, and Monica are somehow a threat to the community.
But I don't understand it. Just because we're outsiders...
No, that's not it. See, they feel that Monica's radio show is provocative. Chris is telling them they're destroying the Earth, and you definitely made a serious mistake by telling the kids that God was a woman.
I didn't say was. I said could be.
They hear what they want to hear. You want my advice? Leave. Just leave.
Why? They hired me. I have just as much right to be here as anyone else. I'm not hurting anyone.
You want to know something else? They're starting to believe that you, Chris, and Monica are a reincarnation of the three witches.
Come on.
I believe it.
Matthew?
But I love witches.
confess it voluntarily? Still dead to the devil. But marks were left on your body by the devil, but in your soul.
I don't remember scheduling any appointments for today.
Dr. Worley? I'm the new school teacher, Jenny Scanlon. Matthew Pendleton recommended you.
You're the woman everyone is talking about.
Did you cut yourself?
This visit is not to talk about my ailments. What's wrong with you?
I have trouble sleeping.
You ever have nightmares?
Sort of. Of course, it might just be my nerves. You know, moving to a new town and a new job.
Do you like Devonsville?
Yes.
Were you here before?
No. Why do you ask?
Do you have a feeling you were sent here for some reason?
Yes. To make a living teaching little devils.
Do you believe in witchcraft?
I don't really know anything about it. I didn't even know that they'd practiced it in Devonsville.
You do now.
Yes, so I've been told.
Well, your blood pressure is a little high. Nothing serious. My voice is part of the light. Together we will travel through your paths. We will see what is hidden and what is painful. You stand before the judge of the Inquisition. The townspeople crowd around you. You can smell their sweat.
It's 1683. I'm being punished. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm going to die.
They're afraid because they think you are a messenger of evil. The judge bends towards you. He shouts, "How long have you been a witch?" Answer him. Jennifer, answer him.
I'm not a witch.
What are you, Jenny?
I'm a messenger from the unknown.
Good. The judge shouts in your face, "Why did you become a witch?" Jennifer, answer him. Answer him truthfully.
I have a mission. And I'm afraid. For 300 years there's been peace until Gibbs, Walter Gibbs, Sarah Louise doesn't just die. He kills her. And the next day I arrive in Devonsville. Soon I begin to feel that there's something more than just teaching. And I'm scared of it. I have nightmares and...
You are released. You have nothing more to fear. From ignorance, you may go about your mission without fear. You are released. We shall win. This time, we are going to win. Take 2 of these before you retire, with a glass of milk.
Thank you, Doctor. How much?
Let's put it down to public relations work.
Oh, thank you. What's that?
It's an athane. It contains a witch's power.
I've seen it before, in my dreams.
I thought you knew nothing about witchcraft. I hope you're better soon.
I felt like a normal human being when I arrived. But ever since I stepped off that bus, I felt like a different person.
You have exchanged the steel and concrete of cities for the glens and bogs of Devonsville. Perhaps you are a new person.
How did it go, Janie? Feeling better?
Oh, yeah. I feel much better.
It's a very special moment. I'm a good friend. That's right.
I don't know. He seems familiar.
His great-great-great-grandfather was the executioner. The Devonsville witch hunt.
Why do you say that?
You still look a bit shaky. Better get some rest. I'll drive you home.
Look at my poor brother Matthew with that whore.
She's not a whore, Ralph. She's a witch. She tried to seduce me too, but I didn't fall for it.
It's the same temptation our ancestors had to go through. She probably tried to get Doc Worley too.
I'm afraid the doctor's playing a much more dangerous role in this conspiracy.
You're just paranoid, Walter.
No, I'm telling you. They're back. The legend's true.
Bullshit.
Miss Scanlon arrived the day after I killed Sarah Louise.
What do you mean you killed Sarah Louise?
I didn't mean to. It was an accident. But it brought back the spirits of the three witches. Monica first, and the girl by the lake, and finally Miss Scanlon. I've made a terrible mistake, Ralph. I'm guilty for all of the terrible things that are happening to us now.
Well, nothing's gonna happen to us, believe me. And besides, your wife deserved to die anyway. She never caused you anything but misery, man.
Sure seems strange as hell that none of them three girls are married.
They're probably queer. Can't ask them out. They always seem happy when they're together or alone.
Well, perhaps I should have a word with them. What do you want them to do? Read a chapter out of Isaiah?
Maybe they're just three single girls starting out on their own.
What do you know? You haven't even met them yet.
Well, I do. She even takes those boys from her class home with her. I bet I know what she's teaching them. It's disgusting.
I want that girl at the radio station replaced. And I want that nature freak out of here. And also our dear sweet Miss Scanlon.
I think it might be wise if we call the council meeting.
We don't need any council or state board telling us how to run things.
We take care of our own.
Aaron, I don't think you know what you're saying.
Shut up, Myrtle.
We certainly don't want a repeat of what our founding fathers went through, do we?
How many more will it take for my mind to
Hi, this is Monica. We have time for one more call. Hello? What's your name?
Hi, Monica? This is Maggie Gilbert. I'm from Merrill. I'm having problems with my husband. We really love each other. But when I talk to him about something that...
against the word of God and the laws of this jurisdiction long since made and published.
What demon did you choose to be your lover for that night?
What was his name? What devil's marks were left on your body and on your soul?
What oaths were you forced to render the devil?
How long have you been practicing witchcraft? You are a witch! Will you confess it voluntarily? How were the Sabbath banquets arranged? And what other persons participated?
You
wickedness more than all the others will suffer in our hands.
We won't stand for you warping our children's minds. We won't tolerate you and your friends conspiring against our community. Next stop, Devonsville.
Wait! Wait!
Dr. Worley's final entry, number 96. I am redeemed. The Worley curse of the worms is cured. All who were guilty are gone, or soon to be brought to justice. The Devonsville Terror is over.